Hi everybody. Okay, hi everyone. This is Ramona. Come back at you. Okay, so this is going to be gastro bypass log number 2. These are the things that I've been thinking about lately. This is I'm doing this for the sake of one day, like maybe a year from now. I'm going to be what I'm doing now is going to be completely different than what I'm doing from a year from now. It's going to be completely different. And so I just really want to give myself encouragement. If I ever feel like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do this, or maybe this is too hard to do, I'll have these videos to go back to and check in, you know. So, okay, I wanted to talk to you guys, well, to you guys as well, because I'm positive that there are other people who are going to be doing a gastro bypass, you know. And so I'm like I haven't even gotten the phone call yet from the gastro bypass doctor. I haven't, I got the referral in. I'm waiting for a call to actually get an appointment, and I haven't even gotten to that appointment. So this is very baby, new steps for me. So, I wanted to make this video because this weekend I've been panicking, which I always do. This is so important that I really discuss this and really point this out. I was thinking, like, lying to yourself, it doesn't benefit yourself at all, even if it's for the sake of trying to make yourself happy. And I usually do that. Like, my happiness is so essential to me. Like, I'll do anything and everything just for the sake of being happy. And a lot of times that's positive, but that also can be very negative, because sometimes being happy when shit is hitting the fan, or when the truth needs to be confronted and you're just lying to yourself, like, oh, there's not a problem, oh, there's nothing going on, Ramona, just shrug it off. And I'm good at doing that. Shrug it off, you're gonna be okay. Like, but that means neglecting what's going on in my mind, how I historically handle things, you know what I mean? And if there's a problem, if I'm going through a problem right now because of a consistent way of doing things, and what I'm going through right now is really messed up, then I really have to start changing my mentality and looking at it in a different way. Like, if there's a problem and you're lying to yourself saying there's no problem, then how can you fix it? And the mind, like I said at one video, I said the mind is like a child, it is very naive, okay? It's a computer. Whatever you feed it, it computes. And so if you tell your mind, everything is fine, everything is okay, then your mind is kind of funny, because it's like, oh my god, I don't want to say split personality, but there is too, like, they say there is like a conscience. You have a conscience. There's always that like little voice of telling you, like, hello, Ramona, like, there's a problem here, you should fix it. And then there's another part of my mind that's like, oh, no, there's no problem here. I'm just going to continue on with whatever it is that I'm doing. Oh, there's no problem, Or you can look at it like this. You have like a little devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other shoulder, and they're battling out, like, Ramona, no, and the other one's like, yeah, you need to, like, fix this ASAP. No, it is difficult for you to fix it, but you need to confront your issues. So there is like this two-way thing going on. So obviously I have a conscience where it's telling me, like, stop lying to yourself, tell yourself the truth, get real, you know what I mean? Because if you don't, then there's nothing to fix, and you're not going to fix it. Because the other part of you, you're telling the other part of you there's nothing to fix, and so you don't fix it. And sometimes we don't even realize that we're lying to ourselves, you know? As I said in my first gastro bypass video, I had said that, you know, I have a thin mentality, and I do. But in a way, that's a positive thing because I do have self-esteem. I am a go-getter. I like to be active, and in my head, I'm like a completely different person, but my body is not. It's completely different entity. It really is. When I'm not even joking. When I look in the mirror, I'm like going about my day, right? If I happen to look past the mirror, I'm shocked. I am surprised. I am shocked. I'm like, holy shit! It must be the reflection, or, you know, like if walking down the street you see a reflection, or from a mirror, you know, oh, maybe there's something wrong with that mirror. It's making me look fatter than I actually am. And I'm not joking. Like, I tell myself that because there's just no way. I can't correlate. I really have to sew together my body and my mind because it just seems like there's two different things going on here, because I don't think that I'm fat. Is that weird? It's only when I look in the mirror where I'm confronted with the truth. But like when I'm out laughing with my friends, or I'm out running errands, or doing this and I'm doing that, I don't feel like there's nothing wrong going on here. Like, I really don't. So so telling yourself the truth, it's hard for me. I'm like kind of like not wanting to say this, but the reality is that I'm fat. I am obese. The doctors say, put in my notes, in my medical notes, obese. Ramona Hurley, you are obese. You are fat. There is a problem. You're at a serious health risk. You're borderline diabetic. You're not living your life to the fullest. You have to plan everything before you go ahead and do it because of the pain factor that my body goes through. Like, I can only do certain amount of things today because I can't move as fast, and also my ankles do start hurting. My bottom of my feet start hurting. That is a fact. That is reality, and it's not okay. There is a problem. You are obese. You are fat, and now that I'm faced with, so I'm just talking to myself like that because that's how I have to say it. And it's not a point of just, there's a difference about telling yourself the truth in order to rectify it. Whereas another person who's just like putting themselves down, like, oh, you're stupid, or you're this, you're da, just for the point of feeling that downness, to stay down, and no plans to change it or rectify it or feel better about their situation. Me, on the other hand, I just really have to tell myself the truth. It's not healthy to want to be happy all the time. You can't be happy all the time. Sometimes there are things in your life that are truly fucked up. Sometimes there are things that need to be rectified within yourself. Sometimes there are things that you're not perfect and things have to change. Personal responsibility. It's a personal responsibility. You have to start being responsible and not living in la la land where everything is sunshine and roses and honey drops with chocolate river going down. Like, that's just silly and a nonsensical way of thinking, you know? I mean, it's funny because I think that I worked so hard to be in La La Land in a sense, because I was at one point going through a time where my problems were so much of an emphasis, you know, because like me, like I said, I'm learning balance, But with me, everything is always to the left or always to the right. So there was a point in my life where everything was to the left, and I was just seeing all the problems. Like, oh my God, and I was so miserable. And I was that person who I mentioned earlier, that so many issues, so many problems, that I'm so confused. I don't know which one to like take on and fix. And do I want to fix it? Because this is like a comfort blanket, and you know, there's so many crazy coping mechanisms that I was taking on in order to make myself stable. And now who I am today, I'm completely happy. But I strive for happiness all the time. And if that means sweeping my problems underneath the carpet, then so be it. I'm not talking about paying my bills or nothing. That is completely different. That is number one. Like, I take care of my outside business. But anything that's going on in here and here and here, you know, personal, I'm talking about personal, physical body, spiritual body, whatever, responsibility. And you really have to take, it's not okay to ignore. So anyways, I just went on a whole 11 minutes tangent with that. But okay, so I was online. This is Sunday, so all weekend I was checking in on the internet and I was looking up different things. And this is channel that I like, and this is not about health or anything like this. Her channel is completely different, but she just happened to start making videos about Garcinia Cambogia, her own personal experiences with that. And I started getting really excited about that because there was a time when I was taking Garcinia Cambogia, and it works. It does. You guys can look up the information on there and how it works. I'll tell you just a really quick summary of how it works, which is taking the Garcinia Cambogia about a half an hour to 2 hours before a meal. When you eat, it prevents your body from absorbing the fat. So like the food goes in and out from the end where you know what I'm talking about, without the fat being absorbed too much, you know what I mean? And you tend to shrink. And it's weird. I don't understand how it works. It's just the fruit or vegetable, it's new, you know what I mean? And it's not about the scale. It's all about shrinking, because sometimes you will shrink, but it won't show up on the scale. I'm telling you, you can lose like 3 inches. You can lose 3 inches, but it won't show up on the scale. It's nuts. But it really does work. But here's the problem with me. So I was sitting there, you know, and going back and forth, because I'm thinking about I am going to be doing this gastro bypass surgery or the lap band. I'm not sure about which one I'm going to do. But so this weekend I was kind of telling myself, like, Ramona, like, you're stronger than this. Like, why can't you just lose the weight by yourself? Like, why can't you just do the hard work and lose it manually? Like, manually, oh my goodness. But like, why can't you do this? And that's when I had to be honest with myself, because I am a person who it's not that I don't have no control, because there have been times when I've done like master cleanse and I haven't eaten for an entire week, not one drop of solitary food, not one. All I'm drinking is water, tea, and the lemonade. Stuck to the regimen. I mean, like, I can do those kind of things, but the problem is that here's another truth. I can be depressed. I have depression. Is it always there? No, it's not. That is one thing that I've lied to myself for so long, that I am susceptible to depression. What do I do when I'm depressed? I'm like, I don't want to say clinically depressed, because I think that that's just like right now, immediate and very severe. And I don't have that. I'm like really good for months and months and months and months and months, and 6 months, 7 months go by and I'm perfectly fine. But then sometimes I'll have like an entire month where I'm just like, oh my God, I'm just on the couch, not wanting to do anything. And it's chemical. It really is chemical, you know what I mean, with me? Like born that way and chemical. So that's the reality of who I am. And when I do get depressed, I eat and I eat and I eat. It's like I have a hole in my stomach. I eat and eat and eat and it goes right through. That's my reality. That's factual. And so it's time to start being honest with myself. Telling myself the truth that, Ramona, you do have bouts of depression at time. You do eat when you're depressed. It's not something that you can control because you were born that way. That's, that's fact. My oldest son has it. My mom has it. And I'm a really positive person, outgoing, upbeat, and stuff like that. But then I do have those chunk of times when I do get depressed, and there's really nothing that like really brings it on. It just comes on for no reason. One day I could be having like a party, like, and the next day I just be like, oh my God, what happened? That's reality. So, yeah, sure. You know what? I probably could lose if I could stay in a way but I'm not depressed and stuff like that, like at least for a good year. I probably could lose that weight, but that's not going to last forever. And I'm tired of the yo-yo. I'm tired of all the things that I've told you of what my weight is causing. And oh my God, I thought it wasn't recording. I was like, and so I just gotta keep stop lying to myself. Sometimes, Ramona, like when I'm talking to myself again. Sometimes, Ramona, you can't win. Like you can't be, because like me, whenever I take on a challenge, I'm all about challenges. Like, oh, you want to challenge me? I will win. I'm on it. Sometimes you just can't win the way that you want to win. Sometimes you'll win, like because me getting a gastro bypass surgery is not me not winning, but in everybody else's eyes, including my own, I just feel like the optimum way of like really, really becoming the elite winner is like really crunching it, exercising 3 hours a day, really, really taking control of how much you eat every day, and like regimen. That's like elite winning to me, like my gold, stunning, medal winner eliteness. Sometimes you can't be on top, Ramona. Every single time you can't. Or you can be on top, like, but in a different way. Maybe it's not everybody else's way, and maybe it's not gonna please everybody else. Maybe that's not the way that you lose the weight is not the way everybody would find that the optimum way, best way of losing the weight. But you gotta do it your own way, and you have to be real with yourself, like. Because if it was so easy, wouldn't you have done it a long time ago and not be the way that you are now? Like, be real. So, I'm going to keep telling myself this because, I think that there is also a fear factor there. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. This is crazy. But in another way that I'm just like, what's the big deal? It's not such a big deal. But I haven't been there yet. So, wait until I get there and we'll see. So this is the gastro bypass log number 2. Just got my pen. And I'll see you guys next time. Mwah. Love everybody and have a good evening. Have a good week.